Hi, welcome back to Granny Wilson's. So today we are going to be making this absolutely gorgeous winter snowflake throw. Perfect for that winter project, something to do over the holiday season. It's made up in Aran yarn. The free download for this pattern is available in the description below. It's from the Yarnspirations website. If you haven't been there, I would thoroughly recommend having a little look because they've got some beautiful crochet patterns and they're all free to download. So I'm going to be showing you how to make the gorgeous snowflake square, how to do the join as you go, and how to do the lovely border, and then I decided to finish it off with some really lovely big tassels. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start by making our first square. So I'm using the white Aran yarn and I'm using a 6mm crochet hook. I'm not quite sure what the American size is, however I will put everything in the description, the amounts of yarn that I've used, etc. So we're going to start with a slip knot. I'm going to do chain 6. We want this chain to be quite loose because we've got to get a lot of stitches into here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, then back into the start of the chain to form a loop. So our starting double crochet is chain 2. We need 24 double crochet into this ring. So I'll just go slowly for the first couple in case you're new to crochet and you're not sure about your double crochet. So it's yarn over, insert into loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So once more, yarn over, yarn through loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So that's 3 double crochet so far into that loop. So I'm going to whiz through, I'm going to fast forward you now until I've got, you need 24, and then I'm going to join with a slip stitch into this chain. So I'll meet you back when we've got 24 doubles. Okay, so we've got 24 double crochet. I've managed to squeeze them into that loop, and now we're just going to slip stitch into the second stitch of that 2 chains that we started with. Just going to slip stitch into there. So now for round 2, you're going to start with 1 chain. And you're going to do a single crochet. Now I found that the easiest to make this round work, I'm going to do a single crochet into this space here between these 2 stitches, right down into that space, and then it works nice and neatly at the end. So a single crochet into there. Right, so now we're going to do a double crochet, but we're not doing it into our next stitch. We're going to ignore this post from the row below, and we're going to do the double crochet through this post, this second post here. So we're going to do yarn over, ignore that very first one, and then around this post, go in at the front and then bring it out. So we're just working a double crochet around that post, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. and that's going to give you a nice texture to this blanket. So the next stitch is a single crochet into this stitch next to it, and then we're going to work that all the way around. So single crochet, double crochet through the front of the post of the stitch below. So we've done our single. So now we need to ignore this post, the one very next to it, and go into the next one along and do a double crochet. And then single crochet into that very next stitch. And I'm going to do a double crochet, ignore the next one. I'm going to go through behind that post and do a double crochet around it. And then a single crochet in here. And then once more, double crochet through front post, miss the next one. And we're going through and working around that post with a double crochet. Okay, so I'm going to carry on. You can see there, look, the texture that's starting to emerge. So I'm going to carry on around until we get to where we started and show you how to finish that round. If you didn't quite catch that, rewind, go back, put me on slow motion if you need to. But I'm going to speed around now to the end of the row. Okay, so now you've gotten back around to the beginning, and you should have ended with a double crochet through the front post of that stitch just before. Remember, we did in the beginning, we did that single crochet down into this space. For me, it makes it easier to see where I started and where I'm finishing. So now we're just going to do a slip stitch into this single crochet that we started the round with. Okay, so that's round 2. So you'll be able to see now that you've got a really nice thick chunky texture here. So round 3 is a nice easy round. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to treble crochet, so that's yarn over hook twice, back into that same space. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So you've got your 4 chain and your treble, so effectively that is 2 trebles in here. Chain 2, and then we're going to do another 2 trebles into the same space. So yarn over twice, insert back down into that same space, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. One more treble, yarn over twice, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So this will be our corners going forward. So now we're going to 5 double crochet in the next 5 stitches. So double crochet, yarn over, insert, pull through, yarn over, take 2. Yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So we need to do another 3 because we need 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we're going to work our corner set again, which was 2 treble, 2 chain, 2 treble, all into the next stitch. So yarn over twice, into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2. So another one of those into the same space. Chain 2 and another 2 treble into the same space. 1, 2. So you can see how the corners are forming there. So you're going to continue around now with your 5 double crochet, then your trebles corner, 5 double crochet, treble corner, 5 double crochet until we get back round to here. Okay, so now we're back to our starting position where we started with our chain 4. So now you just want to slip stitch into say the 3rd chain. Here. Okay, so the next round is nice and easy, it's all double crochets. So we chain 2 for starting double crochet, and then I'm going to do 1 double crochet into this space, next stitch, and then we're in our corner. So our corner is 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. So 1, 2 double crochet, chain 2, all in the same corner space. 2 double crochet, and then we're going to crochet all the way along. Now it is important that on this round you've got the correct number of double crochets going forward, so you need to have 13 double crochets along each side. So I'm going to count from these 2, the second part of this corner are going to be on this edge, so we need 13. So we've got 1, 2, so we're going to do another 11 along here, including the 2 in this corner. So we've got 2. Don't forget this is a stitch here, sometimes gets covered by the corner, so don't forget this little one in here. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 13 will be our 2 corner double crochets. Okay, so along this edge we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let me just sort my yarn out. So we've done the 2 double crochet in that corner, so now we need to do the chain 2, and then a further 2 double crochet, and these 2 will count in the 13 stitches along this side with the 2 in this corner. So now you're just going to carry on around now, so making sure that you've got 13 stitches, including you'll have 2 in this corner, 2 in this corner, 13 stitches all the way around to where we started. And don't forget this little one here. See, it's covered over because we've put 4 in the corner. You need to do one in this little stitch here. Okay, so I'll meet you back round at the beginning. Okay, so on your last round, you started with a chain 2, which counted as 1 at the beginning, and then you did a double crochet, and then you did your 2 corners. So you've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. And then from this corner, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you're going to join into that starting chain with a slip stitch. And then that completes that round, and you're going to fasten off now because you've finished with the centre part, which is the white part. Okay, so you should now have a nice chunky square, lots of texture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to join in the grey, and we're going to finish this square off with, it's just 2 rows, but you'll see here we've got some, again we're doing that through the front post of rows below, but it's really easy, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. Okay. Okay, so now we're ready to start round 5. So you're going to join in your contrasting yarn. For me it's grey, for you it could be anything. I think red would look quite nice actually, deep red, very holiday season colours, or deep green. Anyway, so I've tied my yarn in to any corner, just pick a corner. And then we're going to start with, I'm going to pull that yarn through and do a chain, and then I'm going to do into the same corner space, I'm going to do a single crochet and chain 2, and a single crochet. So that's our little corner space here now. Now, this is where we need to go into the front post of previous rounds. So we're going right down into round 3. And you remember we did these treble crochets. So we're going to do a treble crochet now into each of these 2. So we're going to do yarn over twice. Now don't pull this tight, you don't want this to be tight. And you're going to come down to this one here, go underneath it, and you're going to work that treble around here now. So you're going to yarn over and pull through, yarn over, take two, yarn over, take two, yarn over, take two, and then you're going to do exactly the same, yarn over twice into that next treble next to it, not pulling it tight, keeping it nice and loose, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, take two, yarn over, take two, yarn over, take two. So you've got two trebles there that you know, if you're thinking that looks wrong, it's correct, they're not attached here, and they shouldn't be too tight, they should be the same level as the row that you're working on. So now we want the fourth stitch from that corner, so 1, 2, 3, we're going to work into this fourth stitch, and we're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 more single crochets in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2. So now we're going to do a double crochet through the front of the post. So yarn over once, miss this one that you're this next post to the single crochet you've just done, and we're going to go into behind that next post. I'm going to work a double crochet. Okay, and now we're going to work a treble crochet into this middle stitch of this side on row 3. So to make sure that you're in the right place, little sense check is, here's your corners, and you need to be in the 5th stitch from either side, which is the very middle one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see that that's just below here, and what we're going to do is another double crochet here, so it forms a V shape. So you know that you're in the right stitch if it's the 5th one in from these double trebles here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do a double treble, a treble down into this stitch. Again, not pulling it tight, just working that around it. So take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, and then we're going to work a double crochet through the post of the next stitch on row 4, the row below, yarn over, take 2, and there you've got, it's formed a V shape. Okay, now we're going to do single crochets. We're going to miss this stitch here, and we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to do 3 single crochets along here, 1 into the next stitch, 2 into the next stitch, 3, and another pointer that you're in the correct place is you should now have your 2 corner stitches to the right of where you've just done your single crochet. So now we're going to do the treble crochets back down into these 2 treble crochets. So yarn over twice, we're coming all the way down into this first one here, going to go through it, pick it up, and then we're going to work that treble around it. So yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, yarn over, take 2, keeping that nice and loose. You don't want that to be tight and pulling your square out of shape. So again, yarn over twice. We're going into this next treble of row 3. And then we're back to our corner where we're going to do single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. So that is how you're going to work along each side. So I'll just do the next side with you. Go over that again. So firstly, we're doing our trebles down into these round 3 trebles. So yarn over twice, down into the first one, keeping it nice and loose. Make sure that your yarn's running freely. Mine keeps jamming. So again, the next treble is in the next treble of round 3. 1, 2, 3. So then you need to find the 4th stitch to come along. So there's 1, don't forget that little sneaky one that hides in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do a single crochet in here, and then in the next stitch single crochet, and then in the next stitch single crochet, and then we're back to doing our V shape in the middle. So that was a double crochet through the front post of not the very next one, this next one along, and then we're doing a treble into the row below that one, yarn over, take 2, take 2, take 2, and then we're doing a double into the very next one that we've just done that double of round 4. Okay, and then we're going to ignore this stitch that we've just worked into that post. I'm going to do 3 single crochet, 1, 2, 3, and as a sense check, we've got our 2 corner piece stitches just to the right of where we've just worked that one. So now we're going to do our trebles into these 2 trebles down here. So yarn over twice, bringing it down through that first one, take 2, take 2, take 2, and another treble into this one here, and then we're back into our corner with our single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Okay, so I think I'm gonna speed up now around here. If you're not quite sure, then slow it down in the settings button below. You can slow your speed down. You can put me on half speed. And I will see you when we get back round to where we started this round. Okay. Okay, so I'm almost back at the beginning. I've just got the 2 trebles to do down into round 3 here. So into that first one. Into the second one. And then we're back to our beginning where we did our 1 chain and single crochet, and if you can just do a slip stitch just into where we did that 1 chain. There's our corner. So we're going in into that 1 chain that we started with. So you should be starting to see your snowflake. So 1 round left to go, nice and easy. It's all double crochet, so no going through front posts. The one thing that we do have to make sure is that we have, when we finish this row, we should have 19 stitches around each edge, along each edge. And that's going to be important for when we do the join as you go, otherwise it's not going to work out. So we're going to start with chain 2 for our first double crochet, and then our corner group is going to be 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet. So into our corner here, two double crochet, chain 2, two double crochet, okay, that's in our corner. So now you should be crocheting along 15 double crochets to your next corner. Don't forget that little one that hides in the corner here. So we're going to right, so now I'm in the corner. Two double crochet, chain 2, two double crochet. Oh, that looks better. So when I say you need 19, so if you come back to our starting corner, so the 2 in the corners, so we're starting with the corner 2 on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, because these 2 corner ones will be included in that side. So you're going to carry on now and just make sure that you've now, so you've got the 2 there, you want 15 along the edge, and then your 2 in this corner, so that you when you finish up, you've got 19 stitches along each edge. Okay, so I will meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so we're back at the beginning. I've double checked, I've got 19 stitches along each edge, so it's all good for the joining the squares together. And just finish that off with a slip stitch into our 2 chain that we started with. And it's finished. We have done the square. So for my blanket, I did it quite large. I haven't measured it yet, so I will put the measurements in the description below for the one that I made, and it was 8 rows, 8 by 6. So what's my mental arithmetic? Is that 48 squares in total? I think it was 48 squares. Anyway, 8 by 6, whatever that is. Okay, so there you have it. You have done the square, and now it is a case of joining them all together. So I'm going to show you now how we join them. So I'm just doing 4 because we're going to join these 2, so it will be a single join. And then when they're joined together, we'll be putting this one on here, so this will be a single join. And this one will be a double join because he'll join along this edge and along this edge. And that is as much as you need to know to then make it as big or as small as you like. I mean, it could just be, you could just make a cushion cover. Okay, so I'm going to go and find my white yarn because that's what we're going to use to join with. And I will be right back. Okay, so now we're ready to join our squares together. Now the first square, we are going to work all the way around it. So we're just using one square at first. Tie that in there to any corner. Pull that through, so I'm going to start with a chain. A single crochet into that corner space, 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and then a single crochet back into that corner space. And we're going to do a chain. I'm going to miss one, but don't forget this little one that likes to hide. I'm going to miss that one, and we're going to do a single crochet into the next stitch. Now keep this nice and loose. You don't want your edging to be tight and pull your square out of shape. So just single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet into the next stitch, and it's as simple as that. Chain 1, miss 1, single crochet into next stitch. So we're going to do that all the way along. Chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet. So let's just get to the first corner, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain one, miss one, takes you into the corner, so into the corner, single crochet, chain three, single crochet, back into the corner. So you can do that all the way around for the first square. There's no joining yet. Look, I love this. I think it actually looks like when you sew the blanket stitch. I think it's a really nice effect. So yep, go along this edge now with chain one, miss one, it's that one that hides, single crochet into next stitch. So I will meet you back when we've gone all the way around the edge of this square. Okay, so I've worked all the way around, got back to the beginning. I've done a single crochet, I've done a chain one, brings me back to that beginning corner, and I'm going to slip stitch into that chain one that we started with. Fasten that off. Oh, sorry, I expect that was really loud on the microphone. Apologies. I'm just going to tie in, work in those ends. Always work your ends in as you go, because it's no fun at the end of a big project when you've got 2,000 ends hanging off the back. Let's just do it as you go. So much easier. Right then, so that's first square. It looks gorgeous. Right, second square. We are going to start, lost my yarn. So we're going to start exactly as we did with the one that we've just done. We're going to tie into a corner, any corner. And then for the first side, we'll just work along as we did with the first square. So chain one, single crochet, chain 1, 2, 3, single crochet back into that corner space. That's our corner. Chain 1, don't forget the cheeky one that hides. Miss 1, single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain 1. I'll fast forward, you know. Okay, so we're back into our corner. So we'd normally do a chain 3. Let's just do a chain 1 and then collect our first square that we put the edge in around. And you're going to find that corner and come in from this side. Sorry, just trying to get my yarn in the right position. So come in from the front, right side up, and then pick up that loop. So we've done 1 chain. In the corner we normally do 3, don't we? So we've done 1, we're going to pull it through and do another chain, and then we're going to do one more chain, and then we're going to go back to the square that we're working on, back into that corner and do the single crochet. Now we're not going to chain one and carry on as we were. We're going to go back to our previous square, and where we did the chain one, so where we've got that space, going in from this angle, I'm going to pick up that loop, I'm going to pull it through, and then you do your chain, and then you come back to the motif that you're working on, miss that little cheeky one in the corner, a single crochet in the next, come back to your previous square, come in the next chain space, pick up that loop, bring it through and chain, and then back to your current square, miss one, single crochet. I pull this up so that I don't lose it when I'm going over here, so pinch it, hold it quite tight. You're going over to your previous square, into that chain space, then pull that loop a bit firmer, pull it through, chain one, back to your current square, miss one, single crochet, pull up that loop and hang on to it so you don't lose it, in from the next chain space, pull it through. So you'll get really quick at this, and you can see that nice design starting to work. So miss one, single crochet, in the next space of our previous square, dropped it, pull it through to your chain, miss one, single crochet. I think you get the drift, so I'm going to go along to the corner now, and then you get back to your corner because you're going to miss one, and then you're in your corner, so it's single crochet, and then you do a chain one. This stops your corners being too tight because you normally do 3 chain in the corner. So single crochet, chain one, then come and pick up the corner from the previous square, pull it through, chain one, chain two, and then single crochet back into your current square corner. And there you have joined your two together with a really neat, really lovely, lovely texture, nice sort of twisted effect. If you've seen my other videos, you know that I love the twisted effect on Join As You Go. So now what you're going to do is, as you've done previously, chain one, miss one, single crochet, chain one, miss one, single crochet around the rest of that square, and then I'll be back for joining the third square. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've worked up the one side of the third square, so we are into the corner. I've already chained one there, So into the corner space, single crochet, chain 1. Now we're going to be adding along here because we're going to make a square, big square with these 4. So pull that loop up a bit so you don't lose it. So again, right side facing, down into this corner. Sorry, I've made a right pig's ear of that. Right, into that loop and pull it through. And then chain 2. And then back into our corner, chain 1. And then just as we did before, we're looking for our next chain 1 space here and pulling it through. So don't forget that cheeky one, miss that one, single crochet into the next one, pull up, hold it tight into the next chain space. So I'm gonna just go ahead along now just till we get to this where we'll have a triple join here now. So I'm just going to fast forward you along to that point. Okay, so now we're coming up to our corner join. I've just got one more join here. So into the corner of our working square, chain 1 because it's the corner, and then when you get here, let me pull that up and stick it on my thumb so I don't lose it. You want to find, you don't just want to go into one of these big spaces because it's not going to look great. It's not going to be a nice sort of central join. But if you look, you've got where you've done a slip stitch right in the middle there. You can dig your hook in. That's where you want to come in to pick up this third corner. And pull it through, and you chain in 2 now because it's a corner. And then back into your working square with a chain 1 to finish that corner. And it will give you a much neater corner than if you'd just gone into one of these big spaces. You really want to find there's a little stitch in there that you can just really dig into and get it in there. So that's this one, that's the third one. So again, just come along and down to the beginning, and then that's that one attached, and then we'll quickly go through the fourth one, which is coming along 2 sides. So the fourth square, so I've already joined and I've come along this edge and I've joined it here because that's just as we've been doing before. So single side join. So I've worked up almost into the corner. Let's do this little one here. And then my single crochet into the corner. This is why, as well, it was so important to have exactly 19 stitches on this final row, because if you don't have 19 stitches along this row, then you're going to get, it's just not going to work. It's not going to work properly. You're joining. Just thought I'd mention that. That is why it's important. Okay, so we're into this fourth join here, so let's pull that loop up. So in the corner I've done, oh hang on, I've done single crochet into that corner space and then chain because it's a corner. So single crochet, chain. I'm going to stick that on my thumb so that it doesn't come undone. And now this is our fourth join into this corner. So we can see now that little stitch here that we want to go into. Might be a bit tighter on yours, it depends how tight you've worked them. I'm going to pull that through and do 2 chain. Don't forget, always do those 2 chains on the corners as well, because otherwise your corners are going to get tight and bunched and it's not going to lie nice and flat. So that's the 2 chain. So single crochet back into the corner that we were working on. And now we want to work along this side. So we've done our single crochet into this corner after the join, and then we're going to pick up in our next chain space along here, and exactly as we were doing before, pull through, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet, look for your next chain space, pull through, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet, pick up the loop, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet. Such an easy join. I'm actually thinking I'm going to do something with granny squares and use this join because it's really easy, really quick, and it's got a lovely finish to it. Chain 1. I'll just take you down to this final corner. You can really feel now how chunky this is going to be when it's finished. It's got loads of texture to it. Okay, into our final corner, chain 1, single crochet 1, chain 1, pick up that loop here, chain 2, and then back into our working corner, chain 1, miss 1, single crochet. So I'll finish off along there. So that is the joining 4 squares together. So then once you know, I mean it was this bit that I wanted to show you really, and how to make it really nice and neat, where all the 4 corners come together. So you can go ahead now, obviously make it as big or as small as you like. I'm just going to finish off along here and then I'll be back to show you how I've done the border. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, so the border. So we're going to take the white yarn. I'm just going to join that into any 3 chain corner space. And this is a really easy round, it's just double crochet all the way round. So the corners, I'm going to start with a chain 3, a chain 2. Some people do a chain 3 for a double crochet, but I think it's too long, so I do a chain 2. It's up to you if you want to do chain 3. So it's 2 double crochet, so we've got our chain counts as 1, and then chain 2 and 2 double crochet back into the corner. So that's how we're going to do the corners. 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, and then the rest of this round is just double crochet. So I'm going to go, what's happened here? Oh, I've got my tail. So don't forget our little stitch that likes to hide in the corner. So we're just going to double crochet. So we've got stitch, chain along here, haven't we? So double crochet into that chain, double crochet into that stitch, double crochet into that chain, double crochet into the stitch, I'm just going to go along to where we joined the first 2 to see how we deal with that. So that was stitch into the chain, into the stitch, into the chain, okay, so we've come along now to our first join. So I've done a double crochet into a chain here, chain space. So let's go into this stitch, and then I'm going to double crochet into this corner space here. That was our corner. And then I'm just going to do 1 double crochet. Keep them quite loose, don't pull these tight, you don't want your border puckering up. So we've gone 1 into that corner, 1 into that corner, and I think that what I did on the big one, that was enough. So let's have a look. So into the stitch, I'll do a couple along here and then we'll have a look, see how it's looking. Chain space, go into the stitch, chain space. Let's see if that's, yeah, that's fine. So it's sitting nice and flat. So when you get to the corner where you've joined them, just do 1 double crochet in that corner space and 1 in that space. So we come round to another edge, you'll see we'll go 1 in the chain space, 1 in the stitch, 1 in the corner, 1 in this corner. It's just 1 either side of the joins, and that's going to be plenty. It's not going to put your edge in out of shape. So when you get to the corner, 2 double crochet, 2 chain, 2 double crochet, and I'm just going to leave you now to whiz around with that row because that's quite an easy one to do. So I'll come back for round 2 of the border. Okay, we're almost there. Second round of the border, there's just one more to go after this. So we're tying in our contrasting colour. Which for me was the grey. For you it could be any colour you want to do it in. So we're going to chain 1, single crochet into that loop to the corner space, chain 2, single crochet. So now we do a single crochet in the next stitch, and here we're going to do our double crochet, front post double crochets again. So double crochet, miss this post here, going into the next post, do a double crochet around it, and then single crochet into that next stitch. Again, miss this post. So it's every other post we're going to do the double crochet around it. Sorry, yarn issues. So missing the next one and double crochet around that post and single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet around the next post, single crochet in the next stitch, double crochet around the next post, single crochet in the next stitch. And if I just grab mummy blanket, you can see that that gives that lovely sort of crisscrossy effect. Okay, so you're going to do that now all the way around the edge. So every alternate post is a front post double crochet and then a single crochet, a front post double crochet, single crochet. In the corner we are doing single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Right, okay, so if you going to carry on around with that pattern, and then we'll come back and look at the final round of the border. Okay, so we have made it to the last round of the border. So going back to our white yarn, tie that into the 2 chain corner space. And then we are going to do, this is so easy, this is exactly as we did before. We're going to do a 1 chain, do a single crochet, do 1, 2, 3, single crochet, and then we're going back to that chain one, skip one, single crochet. So I've done a chain, skip that little one that likes to hide, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. If you're finding that this is puckering at all, your border, then you probably want to change up to a bigger hook size, because if it starts pulling in, your throw blanket is going to be out of shape. So yeah, chain one, skip one, single crochet, chain one, skip one, single crochet. So you're just going to do that now all the way around, and that is going to be the final row of your throw. And then if you want to, I'm not covering the tassels in this tutorial because I think there are hundreds of tutorials out there on how to make a tassel. But if you do make the tassels, so I just briefly, I wound the wool around a piece of card. It was about 6 inches wide, and I wound the wool round 100 times to get a really nice chunky tassel, which I think is what this blanket needed. It was, although it was lovely, it was just looking a bit meh. So what I've done is I've made a big chunky tassel. Pom-poms would look quite good as well, I think. Some nice big fluffy pom-poms. So I attach to the corners, and then at every join where the squares are joined. So I've gone round and done one on each join, and I think it totally finishes it off and makes it look, gives it that extra pop. So I hope that you're going to make this, you're going to gift it to somebody maybe, it'll make an amazing gift. Also, again, check out the link is in the description below for the written pattern for this blanket. They do have the second row done in the grey, so don't let that throw you when you click on the link, and it might look a little bit different. This second row, the textured row, they did it in the grey, but I left it in the white because when I looked at it, I thought that looks like a snowflake to me if it didn't have the grey ring. So yeah, click on the link below, takes you directly to the pattern for this blanket in Yarnspirations. But also have a good look around in there because they have some amazing patterns. Anyway, yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave comments, like it if you liked it, subscribe so that you don't miss the next one if you've enjoyed it. Yeah, and see you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.